Hello, and welcome to this video for Blackboard Learn. My name is Ryan, and I'm going to be taking you through creating Blackboard tests. We're also going to be talking about deploying a test and importing in a test if you already have one. But this very first video, I just wanted to go over some of the basic pros and cons of Blackboard tests because there are a few, and I just wanted to make sure that you knew what you were getting into when you create a Blackboard test for your class. So the first thing I'm going to go through is the cons. We're just going to get them out of the way. So let's go to the first con. There is more setup time. Now, if you already have tests created, for the most part you are going to have to recreate them inside of Blackboard. So that does mean more setup time. And it is a little bit more complicated than just writing questions up in Word and printing them out. The good thing is that you don't necessarily have to print out your tests every time, because you can reuse this over and over again and move it on from semester to semester and just update certain questions. So that is one thing though, more setup time. The second thing is Blackboard can't prevent cheating. And what I mean by that is a lot of times students are going to be taking these tests online at their house by themselves. Basically, Blackboard can't prevent a student from opening another tab and Googling all of the answers. So a lot of times you have to think of these as sort of basically open book tests. So, you might do them in class where you can see everyone and make sure that they're not cheating, or think of them as open book if you send them home. Another thing, technology fails sometimes. So we've all had this happen. Your internet goes out, or you can't log onto your computer, or hard drive fails or something over the weekend, and students might not be able to get to the test to do that. There's also things where they might get halfway through a test and then the internet fails at their house. And also realize that students might use this as an excuse. Oh, I couldn't get it to work. Just realize that you're going to have some sort of plan for that when people say those things. Now let's move on to the good things. So the good things, I think, outweigh the cons, and one of those is you don't have to waste class time. You can talk about it and then have them take the test outside of class, which is definitely nice. It can also help ensure online participation in your Blackboard class. So if none of the things that you're putting up onto Blackboard are mandatory, students might ignore it. But if you want them in the class all the time, they know that there's a test, that they're going to get points for that, they're going to be more likely to jump into your course. One of the greatest things, Blackboard can deploy those tests automatically. So you set up times when you want them to show up in the Blackboard course. Right at that moment it shows up. It'll allow the students to get into the test, and you can set that all up beforehand, even before the semester starts. And then automatic grading, of course. If you set up the right questions, anything that isn't essay or things like that, multiple choice, true, false, scales, anything like that, Blackboard can automatically grade them, do it right there instantly, and then send it off to the student, and they get their grade almost instantly back. So that's very handy for both you and the student. And you can also reuse questions. So you can create pools of questions that you can take from for each of your different quizzes, and you can transfer those from semester to semester. And simple regrading. In the upgrade that happened last year, they incorporated a new feature where if you accidentally messed up one question and everyone had already taken the test, you can go back in, change the answer to the correct one. It'll automatically regrade everyone's tests and give them the proper score. So I'm also going to go over just a couple little things that we think are best practices really for having students take tests online. Have the students close other programs while they take tests. You definitely wouldn't want YouTube videos playing and WoW being played in the background while they're taking the test. It might crash. So always have them close their programs. Don't use the browser's refresh back or forward buttons, and really that's sort of simple because there's going to be buttons that you're going to be using to progress in the test within Blackboard. So if you hit back, it might dump you out of the entire test. And then don't use scroll wheel. Seems a little counterintuitive, but a lot of times there'll be drop-down choices that you'll be, giving a list of drop-down, and if you scroll then to the bottom, you might think you're scrolling to the bottom to hit OK, but really you're scrolling to the very bottom of that drop-down list. So you should have your students think about that when they start. And then save your work often. We are online, things could happen. There's a little save button at the bottom of every single one of those test questions. You can hit that. And another good thing about that is Blackboard will oftentimes kick you off the system if you're idle for too long, writing an essay question, and it's taking you 20, 30, 40 minutes to write that. Hit save occasionally in there because Blackboard's going to log you off. And then this is for CSU-Pueblo, really, we found don't make the tests over 50 questions. Sometimes weird things start to happen when you make them over 50 questions, so that's just a good rule of thumb. Alright, so that is it. We're going to move on to the next video, which is just creating tests and how you can go through that in Blackboard Learn. So thank you for watching this video.